Ooh, wrong way.
Took me a
Wrong
second.
way. It's headed the wrong way. Well, hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and where you can always come to us first to quench your reality thirst. I'm your girl Lana, your resident evil diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently drinking water. Nothing special. Hydration is important. Water gives you clear skin. And yeah, all of the things. But if I was drinking anything, I would probably be drinking it out of my cup mug.
Yeah, I still have it.
Yeah, don't we love it? And you can get this one, not Jack's, because
Yeah,
that
no,
one,
mine isn't
that's
worth it. Go with that
special.
one.
That's a special one. You can get this one though at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. So I'm looking at you, Survivor fans all over the world. Get you some cut merch. Period.
And my name is Jack. If I were on the island, I would be a wreck, but I also can already know that I would suck at this challenge because I am horrible on a pole. And you can infer exactly what you want from that. That is not my business.
I was about to say, well, all right, we'll see. Anyway, we get back from tribal council. And oh wait, hold on. Before we do any of that, subscribe. You're here, you're checking us out. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bells and all the things that say you support us. Do all of that. We'll remind you at the end though, but I just want to get that out the way now. So yeah, talking about Survivor 45, episode 7. And yeah, we come back from our first tribal council where everybody is now finally merged. Yay.
Yay! Merging in this game is now confusing. Why? We had it so easy.
We did. We did. But, you know, they want to switch it up, I guess. They don't want it to get super stale. So they decide that we're going to make you earn your way into the merge. Everybody can't just walk into the merge. You have to earn your way into the merge. So after tribal council, after J Maya's gone, now officially everybody's merged. The Orange Tribe is now here. Uh, yeah, I looked at the name of this tribe and I was like, what? It was I can't remember now.
Dakuwaka.
Dakuwaka, and I was like, okay, sure. But Dakuwaka's here, and everybody's like, yay, we made merge finally. Woo. I don't think a lot happened.
It really wasn't much. It was mainly just Kayla being like, "You tried.
You
You
tried.
certainly tried." And everyone's like,
Mhm. Yeah.
"How do we deal with this?" Um Bruce though,
Mm-hmm. The Bruce of it all.
the Bruce of it all. Eh, like the situation between Bruce and Katara at this point is a goddamn nightmare.
It's, Bruce, he has no tact. He has no, and he, of course, I think he did it on purpose because he wanted to paint Couture as someone who is not with them. So he goes up to Couture in front of Austin and Drew and is like, look, I know you had some hesitancy on voting for Caleb. What changed your mind? And she was like, what? And he was like, I mean, you were hesitant before. She was like, I wasn't hesitant. I was weighing out my options. I wasn't hesitant. Well, you seem like you were hesitant. And so Couture, of course, goes to Kelly and is like, What is he doing? I'm thinking we all Bellows to work together, Bello and Caleb, and you're just, first of all, you're throwing Caleb out instantly. And now you're putting me out in front of, like, calling me out in front of people outside of our tribe? Like, what is happening? And Kelly is like, oh my God, Bruce. Like, seriously.
But, and there's a hard but on this
Yes.
conversation. Kelly's like, so I get it,
Uh-huh.
but we could just keep him around, and that's a massive shield in front of all of us. If your shield is actively throwing your name out and making life more difficult for you, that's not a shield. That's a thorn bush that you are holding up and praying does not stab you.
That's a liability in the worst way possible. Like, I couldn't do it. If I was Katura, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be like, nah. I can't do it. This man is driving me crazy, and he's now putting the target on my back, so I can't do it. But everybody's kind of like trying to figure Bruce out. Caleb is like, I don't know what to say to him. I don't know what to do anymore with him. Nobody knows how to play Bruce in this situation. Bruce is just acting like Bruce, and it's weird. It's weird.
It's just, I can't remember who says in this episode, but someone says you can tell that Bruce has not played more than a day of Survivor.
That would be Caleb.
There we go. Thank you.
That would be Caleb, and
yeah,
it was obvious.
It's bad.
It's
real bad.
It's very bad. I've not seen this bad of a play in a long time. It's like, oh, but the only thing, the saving grace for him is still has an idol. And he has this idol that he found, and now it's like he has protection for at least one tribal council. So what do? You gotta blindside him if you want to get him out, and you got to make sure you do it the right way. So it's kind of like, but then we go right to the challenge? Was it
we pretty much go right to the challenge after that point? There isn't much discussion because a lot of the discussion for this episode happens post challenge,
right?
Because of the situation,
right? So we go to the challenge, and this bothers me because I'm like, if you put us in a merge situation, if we are now merged, why is the next challenge you instantly got us in teams? Instantly. Like, this could have been 2 more challenges from now. Like,
but it's not in teams. It's not in teams because they're fighting within those teams.
right.
But this, okay, so split into 2 groups randomly. We're doing that again. It's the same thing as last time, except this time both groups are going to tribal, but this time it's separate.
Right.
And also the 2 groups are competing because it's a reward.
Yeah.
And the group that wins, they get to go to the sanctuary, while the group that loses goes to tribal first. But as a big twist, the group that goes to tribal first, the person who gets voted out, doesn't make the
doesn't make jury.
Doesn't make the jury. Did that sound insane? Because that is a lot of explanation for something that you could have not have ever done and been fine. And I think I called it last episode. I was like, I don't think they've made the jury.
Yeah, no, because we said they never said.
They never said jury.
They never said anything about jury or the first person in jury. So I was like, somebody is not making it to jury, and that's really what happened. Is the first team who loses, they go to tribal first, and that person who's voted out will not be a member of the jury. They're the last person of the pre-jury, and then jury will start with the person who wins. The second group who goes and who gets voted out will start the jury. So it's a standard challenge. We've seen this challenge before. Climb on a pole, hold on for as long as you can. Footholds are very tiny, and yeah, they're there, but they hurt. So, um, and that's the challenge. Hold on for as long as you can. And it was so funny when I saw this challenge. I was like, I know who gonna do well in this challenge. I was like,
Yeah.
I said D, Kelly, uh, Couture possibly, Emily maybe. That's
Yeah.
about it. That was about it. I was like,
This
everybody else. Mm-mm.
this was so weird because I mean, we had the throwaway joke
Mm-hmm.
of yeah, Kelly has like a D has like a really big toe.
Big toe. Mm-hmm.
And it was such a random point out and we've just continued looking at it. And then suddenly there's a challenge where that is very useful.
The big toe came in handy on this challenge. That big toe was like the star. It
So weird.
was
And you know
so
what?
weird.
Slay. Go with it.
Go. You know what? Why not? Why
Yeah.
not have your big toe winning? And we found out that, of course, it's not just one immunity, it's two, because two different groups, two different tribals, two people need to be immune. And yeah, so it really comes down to because people start falling immediately like flies.
Yeah.
Some people couldn't do it, they couldn't hang on. And so it comes down to Kelly and
D.
no, Kelly
Oh,
and
okay.
on the blue side it was Kelly and I think Couture.
So
No, Couture's on the red side.
yeah. So the two sides, just to be clear, were on blue, Bruce, Drew, Emily, Kelly, Kendra, and Sifu. And on
Mm-hmm.
red, Austin, D, Jake, Julie, Katura, and Caleb. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Oh, it
actually
came
a
down to
decent.
Kelly and Drew.
It did come down to
Yeah.
Kelly and Drew.
On
Yeah.
the blue side, it came down to Kelly and Drew. And then on the red side, it came down to D and Katura. And then on the blue side, the winner was Kelly.
Kelly.
Yay for Kelly. She gets immunity. And on the red side, the winner was D. Great for D and that big toe. And between D and Kelly, D won out of the two. And so her tribe, the red team, got to go to the sanctuary and they got to go to the tribal second. So that person whoever was voted out from their tribe is now a member of the jury. And the person voted out of Kelly's tribe is not. So, and Kelly's team had to go back to Lulu's beach, old Lulu Beach, not back to their beach where was original old Reba Beach. So that kind of threw a monkey wrench in a couple people's plans because they left their bags in
Yeah.
their home tribe beach.
I mean, now players are going to think that every single time they come to a challenge, they have to bring the bag.
Of course, I would. I would always bring my bag because I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna go back to my beach or not, and I don't want to be stuck without if I got something. But then people be like, if you bring something, you must have something. Why do you
Exactly.
always take your bag? Because you must have something. And I'm like,
It's too much.
it's too
But
much. It's much too much. But yeah, so blue team goes back to Lulu. Red team heads off to the sanctuary where they're enjoying their do-it-yourself tacos. They just like to say, and they enjoyed their tacos. They ate down. It was a feast.
those beautiful do-it-yourself tacos.
Yep, do it yourself.
Do-it-yourself tacos. Specific for some reason, the do-it-yourself part was repeated multiple times.
Several times. I was like, I mean, if we didn't know, y'all had to do it yourself. Nobody's making your tacos here.
Nothing comes easy on Survivor, even the
Nope.
tacos.
Do it yourself.
Like,
come on.
Why? But
Why?
yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly, we head to the sanctuary first. So the group, if I remember correctly, just kind of settles upon Bruce, with Kelly kind of pushing him, being like, is this a good idea? I mean, I can say the name.
I mean, everybody, Drew comes in. Drew was like, I think we should do seafood. Let's get rid of seafood. And I'm okay with that. I want to work with you guys. We can get rid of seafood. I just want to work with you guys. I'll do whatever you want to do. And so he's willing to throw seafood to the wind. And then Kendra, no, not Kendra, Kelly is kind of like, what about Bruce? And Drew's like, yeah, whatever y'all want. I'll do whatever you want.
I'm good with either, as long as it's not me. As long as it's not me.
As long as it's not me, I'll do what you want. You do Bruce want some seafood, I'm good with either one. Yep, that's what it is. Yeah, so he's like, sure. So at this point, Kelly is okay with Bruce. Well, not Kelly being okay with it, but like she's like, all right. So then they come back from the sanctuary. No.
No, we flash back first before the two groups do not reconvene.
Do not come back
for
right.
the
They
rest
don't meet
of the
again.
episode.
Exactly. So they're talking and they're like, it's gotta be Bruce, but Kendra's like, yeah, I think it should be Bruce. I think it needs to be Bruce. And Kelly is like, ugh.
Do we have to tell her?
Like, do we do this now? Because Kendra had made the plan. She had told Drew, she had told Sifu, she had told who else was over there? Austin.
Yeah.
No, not Austin.
No.
Austin? No. It wasn't Austin. Julie.
Nope. That side is Bruce, Drew, Emily, Kelly.
Emily. That's who it was.
Emily.
So yeah, I'm like, who else was over there? But it was Emily, it was Sifu, it was Drew, and Kendra told them all, we got to get rid of Bruce. It's Bruce, got to be Bruce, and we won't tell him because we won't tell him.
Yeah. But there's this awkward little extra bit to getting Bruce out. That's just in the air. And they realize they kind of have to tell Kendra about the one thing that makes this difficult. That small little idol that Bruce grabbed. And Kendra is the only person who did not know about this. And she suddenly
on that side, yeah.
Just from the
people on that team. Yeah, people on that team. Kendra was the only one on that side that didn't know.
Yeah, so out of New Lulu, she's like, so none of them trusted me. They all looked for this idol without me.
Oh no, you're confusing Kendra with Katura.
I am, god damn it, I am mixing up names.
Yes, because Kendra knew.
Yeah.
Because Kendra helped. So Kendra knew about it. Kendra knew. Kelly was like, we need to do it. If we're going to get rid of Bruce, it has to be a blind side. But Bruce came to Kelly and was like, I know that Kendra's throwing my name out. And he's like, and I'm going to use my idol tonight. And so Kelly is like, we can't do it because he's already suspecting that it's him. And so then they switched the plan to Sifu. And Drew was like, do we really want to switch it to Sifu? Because I done kind of got used to getting rid of Bruce. And I'm okay with that. So we leave them going to tribal. with either Sifu or Bruce as the target. Not saying I'm a huge fan of that, but whatever. It is what it is. I mean, I don't mind Bruce leaving. I'll be honest, I don't mind Bruce leaving. But on the other side,
The other side.
the winning side, Dee is in the water with Julie and with Austin, and then they call Jake over, and they're like, "Hey, it's Caleb. It's Caleb. That's what it is. That's what you write down. It's gonna be Caleb. That's it. Don't worry about nothing else. Just know it's Caleb." And Jake is like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's Caleb." And so his confession is like, "They just telling me what to do, and they've been just telling me what to do, and I don't want to be told what to do. I want to do what I want to do, and I kind of want Caleb to stay. So I need to get Caleb Couture and myself on the same page, and we write down Julie, and we get her out because we can't get D because D is to have one immunity. So we can't cut the head off the snake. Then we chop off the next best thing and to weaken the snake. And so we got to get D out of here. I mean Julie out of here so we can D. And Jake is like, "All right, Caleb, we got to get Couture on board with us." So, and Caleb was like, "I think I can do it. I think we can talk to Couture, but we need to tell her about Bruce's idol." And Jake is like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because we want her to trust us. And if we give her a piece of information, it shows her that we trust her with this information." And he's like, "I mean, I don't know, we have to, but you do what you feel like you want to do." And so Caleb goes and he talks to Katura and he's like, "Hey, I need to tell you something about Bruce." She's like, "What is about Bruce?" "Bruce has an idol." And she's like,
Bruce has a
"How?"
what now?
Now? How did he get an idol? What do you mean he has an idol? Like, Bruce has an idol. She's like, "From Bellows Beach?" And he's like, "No, from Lulu's Beach." And he was like, "When did this happen?" And so he tells her the whole story right before they left. He found it, yada, yada, yada. And so Couture was like, "So you knew about this when he found it?" And she was like, "Yeah." Caleb was like, "Yeah. But I'm telling you this because so you'll know, and we'll know how to deal with Bruce, in the upcoming weeks. Yada, yada. But we working together. I just want you to know that I'm with you. I trust you. I'm telling you this so we can build some trust." So she was like, "Okay." And so he tells her the plan that they go vote out Julie. It's gonna be 3-3, and they gonna probably do a revote, and they gonna probably try to sway Austin into switching on the revote because he plays scared. So they go do that. Now here's what I liked about this Survivor. Survivor was going for their Emmy because we got a whole flash forward moment to what was gonna happen in this vote. And I was
So
like,
good.
what? I never seen this before, Survivor.
That once again, experimenting with the editing.
Yes.
Just beautiful. And actual footage of them being there.
Mhm.
And surprise, some of the votes were accurate.
They're very accurate. Very accurate. And I was like, "Oh wow, okay, I see what y'all doing. I see what y'all doing." So
But yeah.
so Katrina is like, I'm very confused. So she goes to talk to Jake and to confirm that Bruce does have an idol. He's like, "Yeah, I thought Caleb told you." She said, "Oh yeah, he just told me." "But how long have you known that Bruce had an idol?" He was like, "I mean, he found it right before we left." And she said, "And everybody knew about it?" And he was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "But y'all ex- kept me out of it purposely?" And he was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." She was like, "So when you were looking for your rings, you never lost your rings?" He was like, "No."
No.
Like,
Just
so
like you can see this vote falling apart
yep, it
in
was
real
falling
time.
apart, and it was like, "Oh no!" And he was like,
I mean,
"So."
You could have just kept her in the dark, honestly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. This was, I think, a mistake on Caleb's part. You should have said anything. Because you
shouldn't have
don't want
said
to
a
say
thing.
this, you don't say the thing until afterwards, and when the time comes when you really need it, like when you're trying to blindside Bruce. This one she didn't need this information right then. But yeah, so she was like, "Oh, so y'all just left me out of the whole search for the idol." Okay, all right. And they wanted her to follow along with their plans because she is part of the team, and we will need to work together. And she was like, "Interesting." I mean, she's actually upside to keeping Caleb, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to figure this thing out. And that's how they left us with them going to tribal. Is Couture with them, or is Couture not with them? Mm-mm-mm.
Who knows?
Who knows? So we go to the first tribal council of the evening, and Sifu is going on a revelation journey of how he feels like it's him. He's in trouble. And he had a great time in this game, but he just feels like people, the way it's set up, you got Kelly and Bruce and um, Kelly and Bruce and Kendra all here from Original Bello, and then you have just him and Drew from Original Reba, and then Emily from Lulu, and it just seems like even though the tribal lines seem to have been blurred because of the switches and swaps and things, it still feels like he could be in trouble. And so Jeff was like, why do you feel that way? Because he's like, I don't know, I just feel it. It's just something I've just been feeling all day. And he was like, Bruce, is Seafood have a right to feel this way? And Bruce is like, I mean, I feel that way. I feel like I might be in trouble. I think we all feel like the only person who shouldn't feel like they're in trouble here is Kelly because she's an immunity idol. I think everybody else should feel like we're in trouble. We can't be too comfortable and too safe and da da da. It really wasn't a lot of conversation in this. Nothing that stood out to me. If something stood out to you, Jack, about this one, feel free.
There wasn't much that really stood out. It was just everyone kind of trying to make sure that Sifu wasn't 100% sure he knew he was the target, because if he knew he was 100% the target, he would just shot in the dark.
Right.
Like, what else do you do at that point?
Right.
So I think he held out hope just a little bit that people were telling him the truth, but yeah, 5-1.
Yeah.
It was very much decided that unfortunately Sifu couldn't be trusted for some reason. I still don't understand that.
I don't know what the reason is. It was that one day in the first day of camp when he went looking for the idol. He had never recovered from that.
He never recovered.
He never recovered from that. Everybody no longer trusted Seafood. I was just like, oof.
Yeah.
So Seafood's out, and he is not a part of the jury.
He's a final pre-juror.
Final pre-juror.
Which
he has to know. Kind of see. It really stinks.
The amount that I would have killed to see him on a jury just reacting to the craziness of the rest of this game
would have been amazing.
Would have been amazing.
It would have been amazing.
But unfortunately, that's it.
We didn't get it. So he's gone. And so the second group comes in. I keep calling them tribe, but they're not tribe, they're a group. Second group comes in, and it's a lot of just, we know what happened last tribal council, and Kate was like, I mean, I got voted out unanimously, but was saved, and I don't know where I stand with these people. And everybody's like, yeah, it's kind of hard and difficult. We had a good time at the sanctuary. We won and we ate and it was lovely. But then we had to realize quickly that the game still goes on. And a lot of talk was had, and conversations were had, and we have to trust and hope that the connections that we made will carry us through. And it's just very typical conversation with this tribe. It was so cut and dry, but then it wasn't, because we saw what the plan was supposed to be. But that ain't the plan that happened.
Yeah. I mean, that's the really difficult part, where it's like, yeah, you made all of these inroads, but unfortunately, the person who you made the person who is connected to the people that you made the inroads with doesn't want the inroads to stick around, so they're shooting you. And
Right.
unfortunately, Caleb was very much a victim of circumstance, where it was just like, it was an easy name to say, and unfortunately the people that didn't tell Katura about the idol wanted Caleb to stay. So Caleb goes out instead, which,
Yeah.
so close.
So
Literally.
close.
I'm curious what would have happened on a flip.
I mean, I don't know. I'm curious too. I don't think Austin would have. I don't know if Austin would have flipped or not. I don't know if he would have did it or not. Or I don't think Julie would have did it, but I don't know if Austin would do it. And I don't know. I don't know what would happen, because, and here's the thing. I do not blame Couture for not going along with this plan. Because if push came to shove, what if he didn't flip and we revote again? Then Caleb and Julie are now safe, and we go to Rock. I don't want to go to Rock, because then guess who goes home? Me. I'm not going home on Rock, because I was trying to save somebody who was keeping information from me in the first place. Why would I do that? We don't have that trust yet for me to feel like you are my true number one, because he's not. He's not. And so I'm not sticking my neck out and going to Rocks for somebody who kept information from me, hid things from me purposely, and then only telling me because you want me to vote for you. And no, absolutely not. I don't blame Katura at all. I was like, it made sense to me why she did what she had to do.
It just so tiring, because Caleb, I mean, literally, I had seen this scenario play out in a game before, where someone managed to get rid of all the votes.
Mm-hmm.
It was 8 votes instead of 11, but still, if that person was given time and they survived and got back into the game, like they made inroads.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, and this is why I think this twist isn't working out as well. When everyone isn't in the same vein to start playing the game, like they don't want to go like 100%, let's do this, and it
Mm-hmm.
is vote it is vote flip voting blocks versus alliances.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens with double tribals.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's already in alliance is just safe. There's
Right.
nothing that you can do. There's no breaking it up. With Caleb, I guess there was a chance, because if Katura wasn't told the information she probably would have stayed. It would have been 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
But it just, if players aren't flexible enough, voting blocks will not work. And
Exactly.
I think if this round was done at the merge, it would have maybe worked.
Mm-hmm.
But having there be one round beforehand where everyone needs to vote, it just established too many things and led to the immediate boot of Caleb right after. And it led to Sifu, who is already a target from the pre-merge, just getting popped, which
Mm-hmm.
is really unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Caleb is the first member of jury, and so I'm happy that we'll get to see Caleb throughout the rest of the season, but it is what it is.
Yeah. At least he got to the jury.
Yes, exactly. So that is that. We have covered the whole episode of Survivor in 30 some minutes. Look at us. Yay.
Look at us. We did it.
We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. But we'll be back here same time next week to talk about Survivor episode 8 and what that entails. So follow us, hit the subscribe buttons, the follows, the shares, do all the things to say you support us because we appreciate you and we thank you for supporting us. If you happen to hit the dislike button, hit it twice. Then follow us on all of our social media outlets on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok because we have some funny moments because we're some funny people and we do funny things. So check us out at the Cup Pod on all of those social platforms. And you can follow myself and Jack on our Twitter and go follow Jack on Twitch because he does great things on Twitch. Follow him over there. And get your cup merch, period. Get it at lanagscreations.etsy.com. The link will be in the description below. And on that note, cheers, y'all.
Cheers. Let me just
Cheers.
try and get it in camera.
Cheers. Good night.